especially the elect are looking forward to, which is the thing of Esau, okay, being wiped off the face of the earth. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he's a proud man. The philosophies that he's going into, he's not going into philosophies that better people. He's going into philosophies about you're your own God, you make your own decisions, and he's pushing forth an agenda, whether it be that the different movements that he's created. He's pushing an agenda that's against life, that's against the scriptures, right? So the spirit that's in him is not upright, but more so than that, he's proud because he goes against the fabric of life and the fabric of the scriptures. The Lord's going to be, if a man did that, the Lord was going to do a heavy grievance unto him. That's what the Lord's going to do to this man. All right, so it says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. And this is the point right here. And this is the whole essence of the sermon, the whole essence of the sermon being combined and joining up. And Lord's will, it makes sense because now we're seeing, now you should be able to see the fullness of what I was trying to say here. All right, the thing of sympathizing about Esau, man, you're going to be bugged out because he, like it says here, it says he transgresses by wine. So the problems that you have within your so-called day-to-day life, whether it be money, okay, whether it be your woman, whether it be the lack thereof, of either. That goes back onto the philosophies that this man puts out there. Remember the scripture says that he transgresses by wine. So he pushes out a particular doctrine, the Me Too movement. Now you might take a chick out and she's telling you how she's supposed to be equal to you and all of that. But that's gonna be irksome to you because before you even set up anything, you're already at war. All right, your children might come back home from the school bugged out because they taught them a doctrine of liberty, which is freedom. That's what you get taught. You get taught a doctrine of liberty. But really, when you're dealing with children, especially children, young children, all right, up until the age of 12 or whatever, when they have their bar mitzvah, okay, you would have had it to where they was underneath tutelage, man, hardcore tutelage. Right, so you don't strike a child, man, that child's gonna grow up bugged out and free, and that's the problems that you have out here. And then that's gonna be, your manager or whatever. You lose a job because that guy's bugged out and crazy. Okay, that's how this world works. But that all goes back onto the principles and the philosophies that Esau pushes out there. It all goes back to him. So there ain't no sympathy when the Lord pushes that hell upon you. There ain't gonna be no sympathy. All right, continuing, it says. He is proud, neither keepeth at home. Okay, so you got people out here within Britain, they'll tell Jake, okay, the Negroes to go back onto Africa. But who took Africa? The British are out there within Africa. The British and the Chinese are out there. You out there in America, they say go back to Africa. Who's in Africa? It's the British and the Americans. They're out there raping and robbing and murdering everything that's in there. Matter of fact, when you go into the different... You okay there, mate?
Yeah, man.
Okay. You got to be somewhere?
No, I'm just watching your video tonight.
Yeah, but okay, cool. All right.
You didn't say something like that. What are you talking about? People raping.
When did I say that?
Just then.
Okay, good. So that's what I'm talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fucking that's shit, man.
You reckon?
Yeah. Obviously.
Okay, so you know history, right? Do you know a bit about history?
Yeah.
Do you know about the transatlantic slave trade?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So what happened during the transatlantic slave trade?
Basically, people took slaves from places like Africa.
Yeah. Well, that's not true. Where was the first slave ship come from?
I don't know where the first slave ship.
Spain.
Spain.
Yeah.
Hello.
The good ship Jesus was coming
like
from.
A black.
Oh, would you?
I'm not being racist, man. I'm not. I hate
right. I know. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. Okay. The first slave ships came from Spain.
Yeah.
Okay, because you had black people within Spain. You know what the word moreno means? It means black. That's a Spanish word meaning black. The morenos, they was out there within Spain. Moors ruling Spain. Okay. Then you had the Caucasians come up and infiltrate the government, shifted the power. That's where you had slavery start from. Slavery started from Spain. And then you had, and really one of the stories that happened was the Spanish, Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
He's not Columbus, Colomb, because he was a so-called Jew. He went out there into the Americas, and the Native American people that was already there, you know what he tried to do? He tried to enslave them, but it was too hard for him to conquer.
You mean like Native Americans? Native
Americans, because when you go into a new piece of land, that wasn't a new piece of land, but it was areas that wasn't heavily populated.
thought
So
it
to
was.
cultivate those particular lands for gold,
Yeah.
that's what was the objective. Get gold, get rich, right? All right. So to cultivate those particular lands, you need what? A slave labor force. So he wanted to conquer the Native Americans, but he couldn't do that because they're kind of rough.
Yeah. They're
Okay.
fucking good at-
So he went out there, and then you started having it to where slaves coming from Spain. Christopher Columbus was coming from Spain. We're gonna go to where you gonna take slaves from? You're gonna take slave plates from places you know or you don't know. You're gonna go where you know. So the first slave ships came from Spain.
Yeah.
Okay, but continuing on, okay, then you had it to where the west coast of Africa and so on and so forth came there. You know what happened to those people? They got raped, they got robbed,
I know.
they got murdered.
It's horrible.
Who did
Honestly,
that?
It's horrible.
Was it white people or black people that did that?
White people did that.
Okay, good.
But
That's good.
at the same time, man.
So
I know
what do you
this,
think?
No, man. I'm gonna say something to you. Yeah?
So what do you think? Are you a mathematician? Can you do maths?
Yeah, I'm good at
What's algebra?
Algebra is fucking using science
To do what?
maths to work shit out.
Working what out?
Working out.
To balance equations.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's the fundamentals of maths. Maths is balancing equations. Isn't that one of the fundamental principles of science?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
balancing equations.
Okay.
It's
What
true,
law
man.
is that?
Just looking
And
at what equals
what law of thermodynamics is that?
I don't know, man. Is it?
Okay, I think it's the third law of thermodynamics. Okay, everything's gonna have to balance itself out. So if whites, okay, puts blacks into slavery, if science says,
You think that right now? You think?
hold on, if
blacks
science,
people-
if science says that we always reach a balance, an equilibrium, what do you think is gonna happen within life?
I think right now, man.
Okay, I'll put it to you in another way. Who's the ultimate mathematician? Is not God the ultimate mathematician? How could it be? He's the
not
one that
anyone.
created.
No one's the ultimate.
He's the one that created maths.
He doesn't exist.
He doesn't exist. How do you think you came into being? Okay, if you go out there into the desert.
I know how I came into being. My dad told me.
How did
My
you-
dad came with my mum. Yeah.
Okay, that's clever. But
I'm sorry, it's not clever.
how did your dad come about? How did
Dad
his
came
dad
about
come
because,
about?
yeah,
How
exactly,
did
yeah,
his
yeah,
dad?
yeah.
See, you got
All the way back,
Yeah,
yeah.
see, you got a real chicken and egg problem there.
Exactly, but I believe in evolution.
But no, you say
believe in
you just
evolution.
identified you have a real chicken and egg problem. Oh, you believe in evolution?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. If you believe in evolution,
Yeah.
if you go out there into the desert
Yeah.
and you find a Ferrari, okay, you're gonna think that someone created the Ferrari, right?
Someone did,
What's
yeah.
more complicated, a Ferrari or a human being? And I'll say
Human
this.
being.
Okay, so a Ferrari has to be created, but a human being can just come into existence.
It's not. Oh shit! You're right. You're right. In a weird way, you're right. But at the same
I
time,
know I'm right.
I know, but
Do
listen
you know
to
why
me-
I know
no,
I'm
no,
right?
no.
Do you know why I know I'm right?
Yeah, why?
Because you know Darwin's principles of so-called evolution.
Yeah.
You know what he said on his dying bed? Okay, you can
It's all
search
wrong.
it.
You can say it was all wrong.
No, you can research this. Research this yourself. When you go home today, research this. One of the last books of Darwin's, he wrote that in one of his last books. He said the worst thing about his theory, he could never put it into existence. He could never realize it. You know why? Because you're more complicated than a Ferrari.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, I'll say this: one single cell within your body is more complicated than a Ferrari.
Yeah,
Do you know how much
obviously.
maths goes into
I
one
know
single,
what you're on about, man.
single cell?
I'm not stupid, man.
Okay, good.
I'm good at science. and that, yeah?
Okay, good.
So I
So if
understand
you
it.
understand real science, if you understand how much complexity goes into breathing, just a very,
exactly.
just breathe. You have to-
Changing oxygen into CO2 and
That's
turning
it.
it back out. It's
Oh,
just
okay. Let's go into this. Okay. Now you say you know your sciences, all right? Okay. You know about how complicated it is.
Yeah.
You know what's the DNA wise? What's the difference between a lion and a tiger? Is it small or is it big?
It's chromosomes.
Okay, small. There's a
It's got
small
less-
amount
it's
of
got
difference.
Less chromosomes.
Right, but it's a small amount of
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
They're both cats. So why is it when you have a child between a tiger and a lion, that child can't breathe with anything else? When you have evolution, things are
It's
changing.
It's mixing two things, man.
No, but they're both
humans,
cats.
Humans and monkeys.
No, that's not it. That's not it. Human and monkeys are not the same thing.
No, but if
the
human-
cats are the same, right?
I
What I'm
don't know.
trying to prove to you is that when you have a thing of evolution,
Yeah.
things have to change at the same rate.
Yeah, I get you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like they have
so
to change together.
exactly in
So,
order
like-
to what? To breed, right?
But listen to me, man. Yeah, I'm not like can I talk?
Right. Yeah, you can
All
talk.
right. So
But don't let your tongue fall upon your own self,
won't,
because
man.
remember what you said.
yeah,
Remember what you said. What
I
did you
believe-
say?
I said earlier on. I was like, yeah, that's right. what you
Okay,
said about it.
okay, good.
It's right.
Okay,
But
good.
what
There's
I'm
no
saying,
buts to
man, Is all right. Listen to this. Yeah. So blacks, Asians.
Okay, so now we're back
whites-
to the point, right? Now that's good. That's good. Now
You're not letting me speak, man.
No,
One
no,
second.
because I have to qualify. I have to qualify what I said.
Yeah.
So now you realize that you're more complicated than a car, and a car has to have a maker.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if the maker is the best mathematician, what does he lead towards? Balance. Okay. So if your people put my people into slavery, what does the maker want?
That's what I'm saying, man.
He wants balance, right?
Yeah, but listen to this, man. Black people can have babies with white people.
Yes, so
that's what we're saying.
it's okay. So what's your father's surname?
The thought of that, man.
No, I said, what's your father's surname?
What do you mean?
What surname do you have? Do you have your father's surname or your mother's
My
surname?
father's, I'm saying.
Where does his surname come from? Does he have his father's surname or
He
his?
came out of slavery.
Okay, good.
He was called Thomas, but his first name before that was Dwight.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is you are who your father is.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you know during slavery they had a thing of called one drop of blood. You know what one drop of blood means? That means to say if you have a drop of blood of a black person, you're a black person. Now, really, that's not true. If your father is a so-called Negro,
Yeah, but man, I don't think like that. I don't think like that.
It doesn't matter if you don't think about like that.
Yeah, I know. But
You came to my platform.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what my platform is about.
Right, yeah.
My platform is about heritage. Okay, heritage goes back onto the fathers.
Yeah.
You can talk about science, you can talk about this, that, and the third, but when it comes down to war, people claim what was their fathers. Not what their mother owned, what their father owned.
Like,
okay, when I'm talking about the oppression of my fathers, I'm talking about claiming the earth back because the earth belongs unto my fathers. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, you can talk about a man coming inside a woman. That doesn't mean you're half your mother. You are who your father is. The inheritance of your father, the wealth that you acquire is really supposed to be going back onto your fathers. Now you're on you're a white boy, but you're on a low level. Because if you're on a high level, like you know about the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, you know about those people?
I know about
the Illuminati, how did their money work? Did their money work through mothers or does it work through fathers? It works through the father, man. So the son...
It's because men, from the beginning of time, man, the males, yeah, the people that have hunted, they've got the food. That's what's happened, man.
The seed goes back onto
It's not, man.
It does.
It's to do with your upbringing rather than what's happened.
So
when
you
they've had sex,
you think
a girl has got a vagina.
You think your character? Okay, I'll put it to you like this: an apple, okay, a seed planted in China is going to have different characteristics. An apple planted in America.
Yeah, because
still an apple.
Climate and that.
Still an apple.
Yeah.
So if you're, let's say, what'd you say, you're Thomas?
Thomas.
Okay, you can have a black woman, a Chinese woman. Guess what? You're gonna breed some more Thomases. As far as the Bible is concerned, you're an Edomite. Really, that's your surname. Okay, your son. No, I said Edom.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
Oh, well, that means your father's was, biblically speaking, is from the man Edom, Esau.
So you need him as well?
No, my father was Jacob. So my inheritance is different from your inheritance.
Why am I an Edom?
Because I could tell by your characteristics, your personality. I could really. It's a good question you asked that because I can't prove it. I can't prove it.
No.
It's an assumption.
Where's your heritage come from?
My heritage goes back onto the man Israel.
No, but I mean, where in the world?
It don't matter where in the world.
Yeah, but I'm wondering because
didn't we just have that example with a seed in China?
Yeah.
Is it still an
Anywhere
apple tree?
can change stuff, but
is it still an apple tree?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so if I was born in Africa, am I still who my father was?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does it matter where you're born?
It doesn't.
Okay, good.
But I'm wondering because you're saying to me that basically. You're not saying I'm a bad person. You're saying I'm somebody different to you.
Yeah.
Just because of my father.
Yeah.
My father.
I don't get how you don't understand this. See, that's why I said.
I don't believe that.
See, that's why I said you're on a low level. If you was dealing with how the bankers deal, you'd be on a higher level. No. Yeah, you would, because the way the bank. Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, research it. Pull out your phone, Google it. Tell me if I'm wrong. The wealth of the bankers, okay, is kept in house by way of the son.
Yeah. That's true. That is true.
Okay, so what problem you've got? That's why I said you got to step your game up.
What was your dad? What did your dad do?
My dad was a slave.
A slave?
His dad was a slave. But
really?
Guess what? My sons are going to be kings over your people.
No, I'm not. I don't have people, man.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying.
Racist.
Okay, anyways, I'm going to go back onto what I was doing.
I'll let you leave.
Okay, but you got to step your money up, man. You got to go to them Rothschilds, go to the elite banking families, ask them where's your money at.
But don't assume that everyone.
Do you know
is white.
Do you know how kingdom? I never said that.
No, I'm just
I never
saying,
said that. I never said that. I never said that. I never said that.
Yeah,
I said I assumed through your characteristics. I never said through your color. I said your characteristics. See how you tried to switch it up and make me make it to where you're the victim? That's funny because I just had the same the scriptures where I was going. The scriptures I was going to was going into that very fact. How your people always play the victim. I never said white people. I said your characteristics.
I don't think I'm a victim.
Well, you sure made it look like you was a second ago. But going back on, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it off with this. Okay, do you know how kingdoms work?
Yeah, well,
okay,
someone owns the whole
is
place.
The heir? Who is the heir?
The king and the king's son.
Okay, so what problem do you have?
Nothing.
Good.
Don't
you have
a
nice
problem,
day.
This is what you said earlier on. You said your sons will be kings over me.
Yeah. That's what my father's inherited.
That's racist towards me.
What? Do you know the Bible's racist?
No, I don't read the Bible. I think the Bible's shit.
Oh, good, because the Bible's a racist book.
Yes,
and it's very racist against your people.
Don't think about shit that's happened in the past. Just think about what's happening right now. What are you talking about?
Don't think about stuff that happened in the past.
No, I know that's happening in the past.
No. See how again? Remember I said how you tried to play the victim? That's you trying to play the victim, right?
I'm not, man.
Because you're concerned about now, but you ain't concerned about what happened in the past. But guess what? When it comes to dealing with so-called war on terror, you're not talking about that. When they had the so-called attacks within London, that's not what you were saying. You were saying, let's go get those people. That's what. That's what your
that's
people.
Where you've got a problem there.
Okay.
Listen to me. Look, you think that everybody that isn't the same.
You're telling me if someone robbed your mother's house right now, you ain't thinking about revenge.
Well, no, but I wouldn't care about
hold on. You just said out your own mouth that you should forget about the past. That would have happened in the past. That hypothetical situation would have happened in the past.
No, but it's happened to
me. You're a
me.
hypocrite.
It's happened.
Come on, walk down the road, hypocrite, man. You have a nice day. Have a nice day.
What you are, mate, you're somebody that tries to twist other people's words, man.
Really?
You've got your own view. It's too strong. I'm going to leave you because your own view is too strong to deal with, mate.
Okay, good.
Nobody can change your view.
Good.
So, you're going to sit there with your camera,
be changed?
Talking to, honestly, man. Be able to experience views,
go on, man. You have a nice day, bro.
Have an actual mind about you. Be open a bit, rather than just being so stubborn.
Why would you be open?
Because people have genuine emotions. People feel things.
Hold on, we're dealing with facts and emotions. Facts and emotion.
Bullshit. Stupid, mate. Honestly, it's stupid. It's
okay, all right.
Childish.
All right. So is Darwin's theory. It's childish. Going back into the scriptures. So hey, that's an emotional Edomite, okay, and that's these on a low level, okay. Really, when you go into the elite banking families, they deal with wealth going through the seed, okay. They keep their wealth in house, okay, and that's when you go into the Bible, the scriptures speaks about wealth working in house through the father's seed, and therefore his heritage is different from my heritage. That's why when you really had the thing of what was known as the Tower of Babel, that's what they was talking about. They was talking about people mixing ideas and everybody is all one and the same. That's not how the Most High set it up. When you go into the scriptures doesn't talk about equality. The scriptures talks about ranking of different rankings of people. And that ranking of different people meant that wealth was kept within a circle of one people, the Israelites, or it was transferred onto another people and it was kept in-house, whether it be the Edomites, the Moabites, or whatever. That's how wealth always worked. See, right now you go to where Edom, Esau, they got the wealth and they're keeping that wealth in-house. Now they might not even share it with their own people. That goes to show you the wickedness of who you know as the Edomites, the house of Esau. Okay, that goes to show you the wickedness of them. But they keep their wealth in house. They don't share it with the people. You go to where they say at least like 1% of the population of the world, okay, runs or manages the wealth of the entirety of the whole planet. That's a madness. Okay, 1%, and they ain't sharing that with the rest of the people. Okay, they ain't sharing with nobody. Then you gonna go out there to the Rothschilds and ask for a piece off. They ain't gonna piece you off like that. Okay? They ain't gonna. Now they might give you a contract and you're gonna sell out to do some madness, but I ain't gonna be on the same level as they are. So mixing ideas and being open to what? Okay, all you can be open to within this society as a Negro, Hispanics, Native Americans to be a slave, to be a pawn. Okay? Now let's go back to the scriptures here. The book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and this is the 4th verse. Okay, so it says here, so behold, his soul which is in him, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright, but the just shall live by faith. See, that's what we're gonna live by. Okay, yea, also because he is transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, he is as deaf and cannot be satisfied. And that's like I said, that's the essence of this video. I ain't gonna feel sorry for you, man. Okay, I ain't gonna feel sorry for Edomite, wealth lost and blah 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 blah. How much you suffered? You haven't suffered. Okay, when you're dealing with Esau, you're dealing with a nation, a group of people that have been catching major W's, man, across the whole world. They've put the whole world into the worst kind of slavery ever. Because when you're dealing with Jacob and you're dealing with Jake putting people into slavery, man, we're a compassionate people, man. Okay, when it comes down to it, we're gonna get our own. But ultimately, when you read the scripture says the whole earth was going to be at rest. Okay, yeah, the fir trees of Lebanon was going to rejoice. We're going to see that in a second within the book of Habakkuk before I close out. But pretty much, the whole earth was going to be in a certain level of rest and chilling out. Okay, that's what the scripture says. The whole earth was going to be at rest when the 12 tribes of Israel was going to be set up and we're going to be doing our thing. Okay, but when this man's ruling, even after he's taken everything, he cannot be satisfied. The scripture says he is as deaf. Okay, he cannot be satisfied. And gathereth unto himself all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay, shall not all of these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his, and to him that is laden with iniquity, or rather more laden with himself with thick clay. And those thick clay goes on to the Hebrew word abatya, okay, meaning debt. And that's how this system works. It's a heavy system of indebtment. Okay, so now let's close up with this last precept within the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. It says, Isaiah 14:4, it says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor seized and the golden city ceased. Okay, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. He who smote the people with a continual stroke, meaning to say the hardcore slavery they put all of these people. He who smote the people on a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. So no one's going to stop that. Okay, nobody's going to stop the persecution of the Edomites. In fact, everybody's going to rejoice in it, and the scripture is going to tell you that. It says, none hindereth, the whole earth is at rest, and it is quiet. Okay, because right now it ain't quiet. It's like sneezing right now. The earth is sneezing, it's itchy, all that.